Wake up and smell the coffee, Mr. LaRusso.
Extreme situations require extreme measures.
That's probably about it.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Cobra Kai Karate. Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to talk about the final scene in Stranger Things Season 5. And honestly, the show. And when I mean final scene, I don't mean like the last couple of moments, last episode. I mean the actual last frame, the exact last scene that we ever see in the show. The first time we ever watched the show for the first time in our life will be this scene. And this kind of became like envisioned to me like when I was on live and I was debating with Jake about if 11 should die, and I was going back and forth because my mind said yes, makes sense for her to die logically, and you know, it could be a great scene and how the story's set up, and I do think that that's what they're going to do. But this emotion part was just nagging at me, and it still does, and it's probably the most bipolar I've been about anything about this, just this feeling of like the show was for nothing. If this character since episode 1 was like this character that's been gone through so much, and every single time she got a breath of air, something's gone wrong. All she wants to live a normal life. It all concludes with her just dying. It made me feel like the show was for nothing, and that her life was just like a lab rat who was here to start something and end something, and then she's just dead. So that to me, it still nags at me, but I feel like when I thought of this scene, it kind of gave it a lot more bittersweet and a lot more like she's still out there, rather than her just being, you know, dead and being dreadful and depressing. So yeah, this is just my opinion. I think this is the perfect thing to do, honestly. I can't think of a better way they can actually end it, like the last scene. So yeah, let's get right to it. So before I get to the last scene, I'll give a little context why this thing's going to happen. I do think Volume 2 is going to be very, or at least it should be, very, like, dreadful. I think there should be a lot of death, a lot of pain, a lot of sacrifices, and it should be a lot of crazy stuff. I won't get into all the characters I think will die, because I'm going to make a video about all the characters that will die, but I do think a lot of the main characters will die. But basically, I think the last episode, The Gate of Volume 2, will set up the last step. Will be like this Avengers Infinity War type thing, where it's like everyone sacrificing to get that 1% chance, or trying to get that chance, or it could be like Empire Strikes Back almost. It's like, it seems like all hope is lost, and then the last episode, The Right Side Up, will kind of be like the end game to that. So yeah, so we get to The Right Side Up. It'll be a great episode. A lot of crazy stuff will happen. I'm not going to get into details, but basically what I think what is going to happen is 11 is going to have to sacrifice herself and either close herself into the Upside Down, or just, you know, basically whether she dies in there or not, she's never coming back, and there's no way to come back, and you're most likely going to die. It's going to, you know, kill and shut down, you know, the Mind Flayer, and basically she closes herself in there. And what's going to happen after that is it's going to be really depressing. Everyone's going to be sad. I think we'll get the funeral. You know, I think Hopper, Michael will do a great speech there, and it'll be a very bittersweet thing in the beginning. But I do think right after that whole moment, there will be a time jump around, you know, 3 months, 6 months, however long, just because I don't think you can end the show with them all being depressed. And they're going to all be at Christmas at the Wheeler's house, and they're all going to be there. It's Christmas. I hope they actually play the song Last Christmas, because that's a song they never played before. But they're all in there, all having Christmas. You know, the whole original people are there, and they're all getting ready to say their goodbyes, because they're all planning to go to college, maybe move out of Hawkins or do something. You know, kind of just they take another step in their life, whether it's Steve and Nancy getting ready to get married or whatever it is. You know, they're all getting ready to kind of move on. It's like their last time together, and they're all saying their goodbyes. But right before they say goodbye, Mike, Lucas, Will, Dustin, or I guess whatever's left of the 4. I think the only one that would die, it would be Lucas or Will. I think it honestly might only be Will, but whether it's 3 of them or 4 of them, I do think that all of them will go back down to the original basement and play D&D one last time. I do think in this moment you can maybe play the original theme song, Kids, because I was playing right after they got done playing, and they got played in episode 1 as well. But they're all playing one last time, and all just saying their goodbyes and how they wouldn't change a thing. And then right when they leave and they all hug Mike and he's still at his house, the final scene will be this. He's downstairs in the basement picking up everything, and you know, it's Christmas time, so there's a box of Christmas lights in the corner right where 11 used to sit. And what's going to happen is it's going to start to flicker. Maybe there's a scene in Volume 2 that kind of like, maybe she's flickering with the lights, or she's doing something of like, you know, I'll always be watching you or something. But either way, what's going to happen is he's going to look at these lights, he's going to grab them, and they're just going to flicker. It's kind of a callback to the iconic scene of the lights flickering, but it's also going to solidify that 11's still there. She's always watching over Mike, and Mike will just grab the Christmas lights and smile. and I think it'll play the original Stranger Things theme song, the main theme, and they'll fade to black one last time. So that to me seems like just the nice, perfect ending. I think it's, I think it's beautiful. I think it's emotional, and I think it also gives not such a dreadful feeling of like regret, or it's just like it was all for nothing. And I think that's the good way to go. I still hope there's a loophole that they can pull where 11 does not die, and it's as emotional. But the more I think about it, I feel like if they do not kill 11, they're just gonna be holding back, and you don't want to have a finale where you're holding back. So that's my whole idea of what I plan them to do for the ending. Let me know what you think they're gonna do, or what you think of this theory. I really hope it's not the whole thing about it being a dream, where there's no Back to the Future or any of this stuff, any time travel or all this random theories. Let's just keep it straightforward, regular time, regular stuff happening, and just the consequences of it, because that's exactly what we need. But anyway, that's my video. That's my prediction. See you guys next time. Always remember, extreme measures. Peace out.